Hi everyone, Corey here from Team Cramer Fishing, and Vivian and I are about to set off on a fishing expedition. We're going to drive about 2 hours north and do some ice fishing. And this might be the last or maybe the second to last outing we get. We're into the beginning of March and there's still tons of snow and ice on the ground, but once we get to mid-March, usually that can go really fast. So this is our last chance to target a couple species through the ice that we really want to try to get before the ice goes away. And next weekend there's supposed to be another snowstorm, which we've had the last 2 or 3 weeks in a row on the weekend, so we haven't been able to leave town. With that, let's take a look at our game plan for this trip. Okay everybody, here's the game plan. Our target species this trip are going to be yellow perch, walleye, and pike. Vivian has yet to catch any of those species, and I have yet to catch a yellow perch and pike. I know that the yellow perch are pretty common in a lot of the U.S. You know, they're not necessarily a rare species to try to find, but where we live, they're pretty tough. So we're going to have to drive about 2 hours north to northern Iowa. I located a small lake where I think we might be able to get a chance at all three of these species in one spot. The baits we're going to be using are, for the perch especially, a little tiny tungsten toad with an assault fishing ice spike, which is this soft plastic that's on the end. It's very flexible. It's been catching lots of bluegill and crappie for us. And then we'll probably spike the little hook there with a tiny piece of waxworm. What I've noticed is if you kind of mush that waxworm up so the scent really comes out and it's kind of all scraggly looking, that seems to work the best. So we're going to each have a pole. Our jigging poles are going to be, we're going to start with a tungsten toad and this. We might switch to more of like a spoon with a minnow head on it or something if these just aren't working. And then the second rig we'll be having is going to be pretty basic. This is just a I believe this is a number 8 size eagle claw. It's offset, and we're going to be fishing live minnows with this rig, probably just like a split shot to get it down a little bit above. And the minnows are going to be fished on 6-pound line, and the tungsten toads will be fished on 2-pound line. So those are the two line setups that we're going to be using. And then as we can see here, so I said we have to drive 2 hours, so we're going to leave about noon. We should get there around 2 o'clock. I think we can fish for 4 hours until it gets dark about 6, and then drive home at 8. We're already into March, March 2nd. I expect the ice to be perhaps 20 inches thick to 2 feet thick, so I used an extension for my auger. Hopefully I can get through the ice and that's not too much of a problem. Temperature is only going to be in the teens. I'm not sure what the wind is going to be. Our one challenge I think is going to be the barometer is pretty high on the top kind of 25 percentile, and it's rising. So hopefully it will not affect too much and the fish won't be too lethargic, but you know, we are deep in like ice covered winter time. So hopefully we can find the fish. Hopefully we can get a few of them to bite. This might be our last chance with ice to target some of these new species that we'd like to catch. So wish us luck. Let's go.
Can you let me get my stuff on in the car?
Yeah. Little shot of the frozen north. White and windmills everywhere as far as the eye can see. Alright, well we tried to get to the little lake we were aiming for and it was snowed in. The access to the lake was snowed in and there was not really any parking there. I drove all the way around the lake on some gravel roads and I just got to the point where I was worried we were going to get the car stuck even though we have 4-wheel drive. So we're heading toward back home. We're stopping at McDonald's. We're going to grab some food, regroup, and we're going to head to Clear Lake and see if we can catch something here. We fished here once last winter and got skunked. So we're gonna go grab some food and then get back to trying to find some fish.
Yay.
All right, that was the first greasy food I have had in honestly months. Vivian's happy. I'm full. Food. We are gonna go to the lake. We don't know where we're going at the lake, but we're gonna do our best to try to find some fish. All right, we're gonna give Clear Lake a shot here. I see maybe 2 shacks within walking distance. I might try to walk out there and put us up in between those. I don't see a ton of people driving their cars on the lake. Actually, I don't see anybody. I see a couple snowmobiles, so I'm not sure how thick the ice. I mean, it should be like at least 1.5 foot thick, I would think, but you never know with the snowfall. Depends on how much snow gets down. So we're gonna hike out there, start drilling some holes, see if we can find some fish. I thought about stopping at the tackle shop to ask for some tips, but Vivian said, we don't need that. We can do it. So I like her confidence. Let's load everything up and truck ourselves out across that lake. All right, we got a tip to cut through the park, come around the corner, which was a good idea. We found some people fishing. This looks like it's probably a good spot.
About 50
so
people.
yeah, so we're gonna go out and try to find a little spot to fish at over here. Some of this is already clear, so we're just gonna take it. There's kind of a little mini hole here, so I'm gonna try to get this Eskimo quick fish set up, and we'll go from there. It's not too windy, so that's good. So one of the things I like to do, I have two drills, my old drill, and then I bought a new one to run our auger because it needed some more power and just needed to be sturdier. So I take my old drill that uses the same batteries, drill little pilot holes for these guys. Last time we were here, it was like 20 miles per hour. Caved in one of the sides of the tent.
And another one over this place.
All right, folks, so that's one of the deeper holes I've drilled. I'm gonna say it's a couple feet. We'll see once Viv kind of cleans it out here.
What's the max it can go to? 20 foot?
I don't know, I put the auger extension on, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get down there.
Yeah. Wet water.
Let it warm up a little bit.
I can put it on the lid. Hey, Dad. Can I use this lid?
Alright.
Or are you going to sit on it?
I'm gonna sit on this lid. What are you trying to do?
Wait, so that's still in the hole.
That looks like a fish. That's a fish. That is dark red.
Come on.
Bite it. Bite it. Come on.
What happened, bro? Bro, what are you doing?
Vivian, pull it up. Viv has fish on. Set that hook good, Viv. Oh, yes, a perch! Yes, we got one!
Oh, the jag.
Vivian got her first
Perch
ever. New
Dairy Queen, Dad.
species. Oh, she's saying Dairy Queen. We already had McDonald's
Nope,
today.
nope.
All right, hold on. Let's pull this off here.
Oh, this one's awesome too. Oh, Dad, that hook right in his nose.
Right in his nose, right
It
where
could
it's
have just
supposed
came
to be.
right off.
They do have little spiky parts on the side of their gills, I think. I've never caught one before. Can you
Yeah,
show the camera?
this guy's calm.
Can you show the camera? Okay, guys, we worked hard. We went to a new lake. Couldn't get to it because of the snow.
Oh, this guy's so cute.
Made a trip to Clear Lake on the way
now
home.
I can actually put my perch picture up
yeah,
on the
Vivian
wall.
painted a perch picture for...
No.
Here, let's get both you and the perch. I only had... Here, Viv, look at me. See if we can get a thumbnail here. Oh, yeah. Here, let me even get even closer. Okay, back up just a little bit. Okay, now smile. Perfect. That is, it could be a thumbnail if we don't catch a giant one. Awesome.
I can
New
just hold him
species
like
for
this.
Viv.
And
Now
think
I
it's a
need to get
female.
one. I do not have one. You got that on your minnow?
Yeah.
Well, she got it on the minnow, so hey,
And he
maybe-
ate it. She
Cool.
ate it.
She ate it? You think it's female?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Pretty fish.
Yes, very pretty.
Sweet. Okay, there's hope for us yet, folks.
And my drag needs to be tightened a lot.
Okay, we know the trip was worth it now.
Bye-bye. The butt.
Bite it. Fish on. Fish on.
Drag. That's just the ice, maybe.
No, that's a fish.
Oh.
Oh, it feels pretty good. Take the transducer out for me, Viv. I
Take
got
the
it.
what?
Oh, no, he's up.
It's a perch.
Yes! New species for me, too.
Now we get there.
I think mine is a little bigger than yours, too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pick it up.
All right, we each got a new species. Not a rare species, necessarily.
But harder to catch
But
ice.
we don't have any hardly that live where we do, so we have to drive for them. And we got it through the ice, which is awesome. This is actually probably a keeper size. That's probably 8 inches, 9 inches.
9.
I'd say 9, probably a 9-inch perch.
Can I hold it?
Yeah.
Not to the camera though. I just want to hold it. Oh, look at this good. Oh yeah, they do have spiky things.
Here, hold them up. Cool. Okay, I want to get the release on this one, Viv. I'll let you do it. Do the honors.
Which hole?
Let's go this one right here. Bye-bye, Perchy.
And he gone.
Hey everybody, we're back here at the Team Cramer Fishing Studio. By the time we got packed up, it was single digits. We had a pretty decent wind coming. It wasn't super cold, and it was dark. So we had to use our lights to get out of there, to get off the lake, and it was very cold and pretty challenging. Viv got cold. I eventually took my hat off and gave it to her the last little stretch. But we made it back to the car okay and drove about an hour and a half home. Got some Dairy Queen for the new species that we caught. Just a couple things kind of going over, you know, what happened, and we were both pretty pumped that we were able to get new species. That was my 28th species that we filmed on video on the channel, and Vivian's 20th. So we're moving right along there, and it's something that we've been trying to do for a long time through the ice, and we just couldn't do it. I mean, it's been snowstorming every single weekend, and up north where we were, I mean, the snow was above the top of our car, and even where they had plowed, we couldn't get access to the lake that we were trying to get to. It was so bad, and we had 4-wheel drive, and I really didn't want to get stuck down there. So I was glad we came up with a backup plan. A big thanks to the person in the parking lot who kind of pointed us in the right direction. That's really saved us a lot of time, because we probably wouldn't have gone that way on our own, because we hadn't really planned this trip. We did fish Clear Lake once last year and got skunked when we first got our shack, and so we had been there once before, but everybody was in a completely different spot this time. So thanks for, you know, fishermen are really great people, generally speaking. So that tip definitely helped us. And then switching it up a little bit, I had a couple fish, one for sure that on the flasher that came up with the small tungsten and the soft plastic and waxworm. They came up, looked at it really close, and then they just decided not to commit. So when that happened, I switched over to a little forage minnow like this one. I actually lost the one that I had.
and with a couple wax worms on it, and that did the trick. And the next one that came along bit, and that was the bigger one that we ended up getting. And the other one bit on the live minnow. He completely swallowed it down. So you know, if you go out and that first bait isn't working, and if you have electronics, you can see it on the flasher, you know, definitely change it up a little bit, because, you know, those same fish might bite on something else. So a little fishing tip. So I think in our next video, we're gonna head out and try to fish the spot that I fished last time, and we're really targeting some smallmouth if we can. I mean, we'll take anything we can get. We only have one more chance probably to fish this spot in the wintertime. So stay tuned for that. I think we're going out later this day to try to fish that spot to get a little more ice fishing in before it hopefully warms up outside. It's below 0 right now today as I'm filming this. Okay, so thanks for watching. We had a good time, good outing, no disasters. We accomplished one of our main goals, and let's see if we can do it again in the next video. Thanks for watching Team Cramer Fishing, and we catch everything.